have observable reality, facts, data, and statistics, and that you can still have people believe something else that can be proven false, and they still believe it, that's called delusion.
Yep.
Actual facts are proven, I believe them. But when there's a blurred line there in which can be persuaded to each or other, then belief is very much so, the prerogative of the person.
What?
Did you just give me the In Living Color skit?
Hold on, what? Welcome to the Do Better Podcast. I'm your host, Theo Coop, and today we are back. We are reacting to another video from the late, great Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace to the Godfather. And today, Kevin is talking to a young lady who she said she can't seem to mentally get over the fact that, one, a woman's money doesn't make her look better in a man's eyes, and also, two, that pretty much that double standards exist in this world. Like, she couldn't really seem to mentally get over that. So let's go ahead and get started. And hold on, before we do, I just have to mention one thing. Hey, man, we struggle streaming over here to Do Better Podcast. It's a small team over here, but we growing and we're gonna get better. And provide you guys with a better podcast. But we piecing it together, baby. And I said all that to say this. I ain't too proud to beg. Can your boy get a like? Can your boy get a sub? We need it over here. We growing, baby. We growing. But anyway, let's get started, man. Let's check out the reaction.
Well, personally, I feel like we work for it. I feel like a man works for. I think I saw a video the other day that you were doing, and the woman was on there, the girl who was making all the funny faces, and she said she had dated a plastic surgeon, and he started making all this money, and
oh yeah, I remember that, the funny face chick.
He started talking about poly relationships, and you were like, well, because he's making that amount.
Polygamous. That's one thing what's one thing you'll notice. A lot of these women always talk about poly relationships, and they say poly because they can't pronounce polygamous. It's hilarious.
Amount of money, and that's what he wants, then that's what he should go for. And you were like, regardless of how he looks physically, if he's worked to make that money and his values have changed to the point where he doesn't, that why is it not the same thing for women? Like,
did you not pay attention to the last call? First of all, she agreed. The woman in that video agreed with that.
I'm not saying I don't agree with it. I'm not saying I don't.
No. I just want to be clear, because you didn't tell the entire story. The woman who made that point agreed with that. She just didn't want to participate in it.
Right. But my point wasn't a disagreement with how you spoke about that. My point was
Your point was if men can do it, why can't women do it?
Yeah.
Because you can't. It's a double standard.
It's a double standard.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, you ladies like double standards when they benefit you.
Newsflash, ladies, double standards exist. They always have exist. They always will exist. And there's nothing you can kind of do about it. I mean, men accept the fact that double standards exist. I mean, if I'm with a woman and, we're in a committed long-term relationship, or marriage, if somebody come kick in the door, I'm expected to die for her and my children. That's just the trade-off. If somebody kick in the door, I can't be cowering in the corner like, hey, baby, you gonna handle this, why don't you man up? No, that's not how this works.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
You want to give me an example?
It's double standards, man. Like, just grow up and accept that shit. When I hear grown women having this conversation about double standards, it just perplexes me, because it's like, as men, we've known that since we were children, and we've learned and accepted that. Once you become a man, there's not even anything to accept, really.
You're digging ditches and doing the dirty, disgusting job to make this country run. That you want equal representation, equal votes, but you don't want to actually become a firefighter and not have the test be altered because you can't do a 200-pound dead man's carry.
Is that for all
You want equality. You want equality.
I don't think all women choose not to do that.
No.
It's not the fact that all women choose not to do that, because that's obvious. They choose not to do that because just as well as they can be nurses or be office assistants or be customer service representative, they could be out there digging ditches and be firefighters. The issue is that they purposely choose not to. She says not all women choose not to do that. The vast majority of them choose not to do that. They have the option to do that. They have the option to not do it and also the option to do it, and they choose not to do it. So, miss me with that.
See, that's what one thing I don't do, man. One thing I don't do is I don't get into this not all conversations. That's not what I do. We stick in the general because that's just a deflection tactic.
Yep.
There are double standards. Do you have any children?
Yes, I have a 12-year-old.
12-year-old what?
Son.
12-year-old son. Okay.
Baby boy.
You gonna put him in Girl Scouts?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
'Cause he's a boy.
Why? No. We're all the same, right? Go let him sell. Go let him sell Thin Mints.
Simple logic.
Right, I understand where you're coming from.
No. If he wanted to, and said, "Mommy, I want one of the cute little Girl Scout outfits, and I want to sell Thin Mints and s'mores."
I'm sure, but there are men out there who will allow their
No, we're
children
talking
to do
about
that.
you.
There are men who will allow their son to do that, but that's an extreme. Yes, there are, but there's some of everyone. There's some people that believe the moon is made of cheese. That doesn't mean we defer to those people when the topic of moon discussion come across. We don't have to think in extremes, man, and women always think in extremes. And I'm also glad to Kevin for pointing that out. We wasn't talking about what other men do. We were talking about what would you do with your son who wanted to be out here slanging, I was supposed to call them chatty patties. Whatever the hell the Girl Scout cookies is called. I can't think of the name though, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
I would.
You asked the question.
Okay, I would.
I'm asking you.
Thin Mints.
If your son wants to come in and play and sell Thin Mints,
Oh shit, he just
s'mores, and all this other stuff, yeah, you're gonna
Damn.
tell him, yes, son, I support you because your boys and girls are equal. That's what you're gonna do? You're gonna get him in a nice little sassy uniform and march him down there and get him some pigtails?
No, but I don't feel like money is a double standard. You feel like money is a double standard when it comes to men and women?
He said money. No. I'm sticking. Money is a double standard. No, don't switch the subject. I said
I'm
that,
not. We're
I said
talking
there are
about-
double standards, and
So I'm
these are double
asking you-
standards when it comes to women and men.
There
Ready?
are a few, but you're putting money in the category of double standards between men and women?
Yes, your money doesn't matter to us.
Exactly. Money doesn't matter because women don't spend their money on men. Women spend their money on themselves. That's why it doesn't matter.
If so,
So men-
listen. If so, why do women? What is wrong with your connection? Are you on like Wi-Fi or something? You like Cricket Wireless?
No, I'm not on
Oh,
Wi-Fi.
shit.
I just have my phone.
I got cricket. I caught a stray.
My hand, excuse
But
me.
it's really digitized, so it's a really slow connection on your side. It's like, okay, ready?
I'm ready.
If money equal the playing field, why do women like Jill Scott, Mary J. Blige, and women like that end up not being able to marry men who are their colleagues? Why do they end up having to marry, typically do like Nicki Minaj and marry these
That's what I was thinking. Nicki Minaj and Monique too.
no-name people? Because women can't use money to overcome their actual sexual marketplace value. We don't care about your money.
Nope.
It's a different calculus.
Okay.
And just like you said, you wouldn't let your son go to Girl Scouts because boys and girls are different, because it's a double standard.
Okay, well, with that, we're going to agree to disagree. So.
There's no agree to disagree. That's another one of these subjective truth.
That's what Mr. Samuels never let fly. If a chick ever said agree to disagree with him, he shut that shit down.
Truth bullshits. No, 2 plus 2 is 4.
I'm not going to use profanity with you, sir. If you want me to
This is
act
my
like
show.
a
If you want to say bullshit, I'll say bullshit. If you don't want to hear it, plug your ears.
you told me but I think that's the problem too. I think men want us to act like ladies, but then they in turn treat us like
I said it's bullshit. I didn't curse at you. I didn't call you
I
something.
didn't say that.
But
All
you
I
said
said
you're trying to
was-
understand something. Don't try to tell me as a man on my show how I need to act. I'm
Yeah,
not going
right.
to curse at you. If you don't want to curse, don't curse.
I just asked a question. I didn't demand you do anything, darling.
Well, it's not even for your place to ask. This
It's
is
not
my
my fault.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
She did not like that shit, boy. And you could tell from her reaction. And I've seen this on several occasions. is that a lot of these women have never been taught to this directly before, or probably not since they were children by their, parents. So it takes them aback. I've seen it happen on several occasions. I've seen him talk to a woman once and just left her speechless. Like, she just couldn't believe the way he was talking to her. Like, she just literally froze up. She couldn't respond. And I think this is another case as well. She's never had a man tell her it wasn't her place to ask him about nothing, which he was absolutely correct, because it ain't your show, lady. Fall back. She didn't like that shit.
All right, you can continue. Sorry.
Like Shisa Zed podcast, she didn't like that coffee, bro.
You don't need to tell me to continue. See, that's the problem. You ladies need to learn how to stay in your place when you deal with men. I can continue. I can do whatever. I can click you off. I can click you on.
Yes, sir.
You can.
Where's your son's father?
Where's my son's father? He's in another state, but he's in his life.
Okay. So why didn't you guys marry?
We were young. I was 16 when I got pregnant.
Teenage mothers, a continuous theme on the Do Better podcast, and one of them is me shaking my head. See a woman on here who's a teenage mother, because I always think the same thing. You've been making bad decisions since you were old enough to make any decisions at all. Like, Jesus.
17 when I had my son. I was actually going to the military, but I couldn't go to the military due to
Oh, random fact. Theo Coop, 6-year Air Force veteran, active duty, served in Iraq as well. She couldn't go to the military because she was a single parent.
a small disability.
She wasn't married.
But I ended up marrying a Marine.
So then she became
At 21.
independent to a devil dog.
And due to some long distance issues, we decided to divorce.
The military dudes are stupid. Military dudes marry anybody, man. They be dumb as hell like that.
Why is it? Do you think men and women should be? Do you think there should be no difference in treatment between men and women?
Yes, I do. Like, what perfect example is how I just tried to communicate to you that if I'm treated like a woman, I'll act as such. But if I'm not treated as a woman, then there's this defense mechanism that comes up.
That's such a cop-out, man. That is such a cop-out about a defense mechanism. No. You're either feminine or you're not. Fuck out of here, that shit. That's an excuse.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Let me tell you, see, that's another one.
Get her, Kev.
That's more bullshit. Let me tell you right now. A feminine woman is a feminine woman. See, we don't accept men saying they turn their masculinity on and off.
Exactly. But like, you know what? I was gonna protect your ass. All that dude just slapped the shit out of you. I was gonna protect you and all, but you know what? You haven't allowed me to be in my masculine energy. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Okay, what are you doing?
I haven't been allowed to be in my masculine place. What type of bullshit?
We don't accept men saying, "I'll be a man if you treat me like a man, but if you don't treat me like a man, I'll act like a orangutan."
Exactly.
Men are masculine because they are.
Quite often. They do that quite often.
dudes
though.
you
Don't tell
mess
me what
with.
they do. Those are the men you deal with. Don't tell me that men do that. Maybe the men you deal with. I'm not gonna let you come in here and just say what men do.
Well, let me rephrase that for you.
Okay.
There is a vast majority amongst the Black women, obviously it's a collective, that believe that men do the same thing.
Yeah, you can believe whatever you want because the women you're talking about don't deal with facts, data, statistics, or reality. It's called delusion. So I don't doubt that many of the women you speak of are delusional. You're right.
I believe in statistics, though. I believe.
Well,
in
I believe.
Random. You want to see delusion? Look at Kendra G's comments under any video. Disgusting. Gross.
believe that if you can have observable reality, facts, data, and statistics, and that you can still have people believe something else that can be proven false, and they still believe it, that's called delusion.
Yep.
Okay, so when are you going to prove when actual facts are proven? I believe them, but when there's a blurred line there in which can be persuaded to each or other, then belief is very much so, the prerogative of the person.
What?
Did you just give me the In Living Color skit?
Hold on, what?
Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Are you kidding me?
Come on, man. What the hell did she just say? Living color skit.
We must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection.
If you liked it, if you liked it, darling. But that's the truth.
What do you think you just said?
Goes back to my point, man. I said it in another video. But we got a running theory going on at the Do Better podcast. A lot of these women just like to talk. They just like to talk. And they have no idea where the conversation is going to end, even though they just started the conversations 14 seconds prior to. They just want to be heard, no matter how dumb they sound. Let's keep it moving.
What did you think I just said? I just said
a bunch of babble.
Exactly. Some bullshit.
Even people in the comment section are like, what is she talking about?
Well, I wasn't reading the comments since I know you don't like
It's not
that.
the point.
But obviously, you're
all right, man.
Peace.
I'll tell you what. You have a point of view. You're entitled to your point of view. Men and women are not equal. I don't expect them to be equal. Just like you don't want your boy going to
the Girl Scout.
You wouldn't want him being a Girl Scout. And if you want everybody to, if men can do it, why can't women do it? Because we can't. Because men can run around and have sex all over town. He's a player. Women do it, you're a hoe.
It's just what it is.
I wasn't trying to presume
That's just. I didn't make those rules though.
And those rules are simply fine. But I was just wondering, you know.
But the thing is, man, you're 30. How old?
I'm 30. Period.
Okay, well.
You old enough to know this shit, and she just kind of want to be right. You know, she's not like I've seen a lot of other women, you know, be raped the point, but she wasn't that bad. But she just the need to be right is still strong within her.
I'm assuming that as a mother, you understand that these rules exist, and I don't understand why women who are grown women, fully grown women, are still asking why do double standards exist.
Exactly, is what I said earlier.
I'm not asking that. What I asked was, I didn't think that money was considered a double standard because I've seen it both ways.
Money doesn't make a woman look better.
She's just arguing a point just to argue a point at this point of the conversation, really.
Right, but
money makes a man look better.
You don't think so? You don't think that?
Are you insane? Money makes a man look better. Let me explain something to you because she's not seeming to get it.
Hold on. Let me go back. Did she just say she didn't know that money makes a man look better? What are we talking about here?
Ways.
Money doesn't make a woman look better.
Right, but
money makes a man look better.
You don't think so? You don't think that?
Are you insane? Money makes a man look better. Let me explain something to you because
how is she 30 and don't know this, man?
She's not seeming to get it. All right, ma'am. I don't think this is going anywhere. I just want to argue, just be arguing. Why is the sun hot?
All right, guys, that's the end of the video. I think Kev hit on something that I was alluding to right before it ended about, you know, what he said. Why is the sun hot? You know, just arguing just for the sake of arguing. That's what I think she was really doing towards the middle to end of the video. And as far as the double standards, man, grown women walking around not only understanding, but not having accepted a long time ago, probably in their early youth, that there are double standards in this world. That's just kind of how it is. And if you spend your time just being mad and upset, just thinking how life is unfair or certain things is unfair, it won't get you anywhere in life. And I remember I heard Stephen A. Smith, of all people. You can feel whatever type of way you feel about Stephen A., good or bad. But I'll never forget he said some years ago and it stuck with me. Fair is a place where they judge pigs. That's it, man. Life ain't fair, man. If life was fair, there wouldn't be homelessness. There wouldn't be racism. And it's unfortunate. It's not right. It's not fair, but neither is life. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Maybe I'm tripping. After party in the comments. I'll see y'all there. Theo Coop, do better.